In this video, we'll be taking a look at one NFL game happening on January 18, 2025, and providing you with a free team pick and total pick for this game, so 2 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on this one NFL game after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Washington Commanders versus Detroit Lions. The NFL Divisional round is set to deliver high-stakes football action on Saturday night. The 6th-seeded Washington Commanders earned their spot in this matchup by securing a gritty 23-20 victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the wild card round last Sunday. Entering that game as plus 3-point underdogs on the road, Washington defied expectations. Meanwhile, the Detroit Lions enjoyed the advantages of being the National Football Conference's top seed, including a first-round bye. They capped off their regular season with an impressive 31-9 win over the Minnesota Vikings, comfortably covering the -2.5-point spread at home. The Commanders have experienced quite an eventful football season, one that likely kept their fans on the edge of their seats with numerous nail-biting victories. Washington began the year with a somewhat steady performance, achieving a 7-5 record. During this stretch, they faced defeats against the Buccaneers, Ravens, Steelers, Eagles, and Cowboys, while managing to secure wins against the Giants, Bengals, Cardinals, Browns, Panthers, Bears, and the Giants once more. Since then, however, it's been all WS for the Commanders. They wrapped up the regular season in impressive fashion by defeating the Titans, Saints, Eagles, Falcons, and Cowboys, culminating in a strong 12-5 overall record. In the wild card round of the playoffs, the Commanders achieved a milestone victory, marking their first postseason win in an astonishing 6,945 days. The game was a thriller from start to finish. It was a tight one though, as the Commanders left the locker room with a 10-10 tie and needed a last-minute field goal to power out a tense 23-20 victory. The team's offense has been a solid force throughout the season, averaging 28.5 points per game while generating 215.6 passing yards and 154.1 rushing yards on average. Meanwhile, their defense has managed to hold opponents to an average of 23 points per game. On the Lions side, their season has been nothing short of remarkable, especially considering past struggles. Detroit finally found their groove this year, beginning with a solid 3-1 record heading into an early Week 5 bye. They secured wins against the Rams, Cardinals, and Seahawks, with their sole loss during that period coming against the Buccaneers. Following the bye week, the Lions went on an impressive winning streak, defeating the Cowboys, Vikings, Titans, Packers, Texans, Jaguars, Colts, Bears, and the Packers once again. This run was interrupted only by a narrow 6-point loss to a highly competitive Bills team. However, the Lions bounced back with victories over the Bears, 49ers, and Vikings, finishing their regular season with an outstanding 15-2 record. In a thrilling Week 18 rivalry game against the Vikings on January 5th, the Lions entered the fourth quarter holding a 17-9 lead. They scored a couple of unanswered touchdowns for a 31-9 victory in the end. Detroit's offense has been a powerhouse this season, averaging an impressive 33 points per game with 263.2 passing yards and 146.4 rushing yards per game. Their defense has been equally strong, allowing just 20 points per game on average. Washington Commanders versus Detroit Lions. The NFL Divisional round is set to deliver high-stakes football action on Saturday night. The 6th-seeded Washington Commanders earned their spot in this matchup by securing a gritty 23-20 victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the wild card round last Sunday. Entering that game as plus 3-point underdogs on the road, Washington defied expectations. Meanwhile, the Detroit Lions enjoyed the advantages of being the National Football Conference's top seed, including a first-round bye. They capped off their regular season with an impressive 31-9 win over the Minnesota Vikings, comfortably covering the -2.5-point spread at home. Heading into last weekend's games, I highlighted the historical difficulties faced by rookie quarterbacks making their first career playoff start on the road. My analysis included data spanning the last 25 years, which supported my prediction of a dominant Bills win over the Broncos. Denver quarterback Bo Nix, playing under immense pressure, was clearly overwhelmed by the magnitude of the postseason stage. However, Jaden Daniels, the Commanders' rookie quarterback, proved to be a rare exception to this trend. Displaying remarkable poise and confidence, Daniels led his team to an unexpected victory over the Buccaneers, earning Washington a spot in the National Football Conference Divisional round. Now, Daniels and his relatively young team face an even tougher challenge, taking on the top-seeded Lions on their home turf, where expectations of Washington's success remain low. From a statistical perspective, Detroit appears to have a significant edge in this matchup. The Lions' offense ranks among the NFL's best, sitting third in expected points added per play, first in success rate, and first in both quality possessions generated and points scored per drive. On the other hand, Washington's defense has struggled throughout the season, ranking 16th in expected points added per play and 13th in success rate allowed, according to Sumer Sports. Despite this apparent mismatch, Washington's defense could exceed expectations. The Commanders demonstrated resilience in last week's win against a Tampa Bay offense ranked in the league's top 5. Additionally, both coaching staffs have displayed aggressive tendencies this season, and that is unlikely to change for this game. A strategy involving frequent fourth down attempts could introduce a level of unpredictability, a scenario that typically benefits the underdog. This kind of game plan aligns with Washington's strengths, potentially allowing the Commanders to control the clock, limit Detroit's offensive opportunities, and increase their chances of pulling off another upset. Conversely, Detroit's defense has been a vulnerable point for the team, especially in the latter part of the season. A spate of injuries significantly hampered the Lions' performance, and while some key players have returned, gaps remain, particularly in the secondary. This creates a potential opportunity for Washington's passing offense, which performed admirably against Tampa Bay last week. The Commanders' offense, led by Terry McLaurin, could exploit these weaknesses, especially given Detroit's heavy reliance on man coverage, which McLaurin has excelled against. Additionally, Jaden Daniels' recent performances against the Blitz have been stellar, with a remarkable total quarterback rating of 98.1 over the past 6 games. This makes it challenging for the Lions to unsettle him with added pressure. Lastly, the trends aren't kind to home teams in this situation either. Per Evan Abrams, home teams in the divisional round coming off a bye are 33 to 42 to 1 against the spread since 2003. Additionally, they are 17 to 24 to 1 against the number as favorites of 7 or more points off a bye. Even against a team playing in its second straight postseason road game, the team coming off the bye is still 15 to 22 to 1 against the spread. All of this suggests that Daniels and his team could do just enough to keep this game competitive at Ford Field. The last time these two teams faced off was in 2022, when Detroit secured a 9-point victory as -2 points favorites at home. Washington enters this matchup riding a 6-game winning streak. Earlier in the season, they endured a 3-game losing streak with an average margin of defeat of just 6 points. Their only loss by more than 8 points came in Week 1 against Tampa Bay, a defeat they avenged last weekend. This shows that the Commanders have become a formidable opponent, consistently keeping games close even in defeat. Of Detroit's last 5 wins, 3 were by 6 points or fewer. Although the Lions benefited from a week off to heal and prepare, it could also disrupt their rhythm. Meanwhile, Washington, buoyed by last week's victory, seems energized and comfortable proving themselves on the road. While Detroit's defense remains a challenge, Washington is likely to stay competitive deep into the game. Of Washington's last 11 games, 10 were decided by a single possession. The Cardiac Commanders have shown they can thrive as either favorites or underdogs. Their only double-digit loss this season came in Week 1 against the Bucs they just defeated, and there's little reason to expect a similar outcome now. Detroit's defense has shown vulnerability, which Washington's offense can exploit. Trust in Daniels' ability to protect the football and create plays both through the air and on the ground. Although Washington's defense faces a formidable challenge, it can make enough key plays to force critical stops. Despite the fact that the historical data doesn't favor the Commanders in this spot, the Washington Commanders to cover the spread as underdogs is our full-game side pick. 5 of Detroit's last 7 home games stayed under the total. The Lions averaged 35 points per game at home while allowing 22 points per contest. The domed environment at Ford Field is conducive to high-scoring affairs. Detroit, the NFL's top-scoring team, scored at least 31 points in 6 of their final 7 home games, while Washington has tallied 20 or more points in 7 consecutive games. If Washington starts strong and keeps pace, they should contribute enough to hit the over. Both teams have prolific offenses, with Washington scoring 30 or more points in 3 of their last 5 games and Detroit doing so in each of their last 5. Between the two teams, the over has hit in 20 games this season. Expect at least 30 points from the Lions and more than 20 from the Commanders. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.